Horror games are a pretty popular subgenre in gaming. From the early days in the NES until now, games that give us the urge to turn away from the screen have always been popular. And now that we're coming towards the scariest day of the year, I figured I'd look into why we like getting scared, even though it's, scary. Okay, I'll admit it. I love horror games, but I also hate them. And I'm not alone in this. Looking at PS4 trophy data for one of my favorite games of all time, the trophy earned for beating the game on normal has only been earned by less than 25% of players. So why would a game so popular that's also so scary not actually get finished by most people? Now, obviously I know this. Most games people don't finish, and that's a given. But why would you buy a horror game if you're not gonna beat it? The answer's simple. We like getting scared, even if they don't like it in the moment. So why is this? According to a 2014 study by Teresa Lynch and Nicole Martins, dubbed Nothing to Fear, an analysis of college students' fear experiences with video games, they discovered that after playing horror games such as Amnesia and Silent Hill, over half the study's subjects experienced fear and then joy afterwards. This suggests that the rush and throw of a scary moment, be it in person or on a screen, can cause an uptick of emotions that not only scares us, but excites us. Kind of weird, right? But let's break it down, because this actually makes a lot more sense than it sounds. Even though we all have our own version of what scares us, we all tend to have the same primal reaction to that thing. So in psychology, there's a term called excitation transfer theory. Excitation transfer theory is the belief that aggressive responses to one thing will lead to a stimulus of another emotion. So to put it bluntly, you may get scared by a jump scare on screen, and then usually what's the next thing you do right after that? Laugh. By heightening the first response, we end up rewarding ourselves with a payoff. Kind of like that nostalgia cigarette I talked about in this video. Alright, let's do an example. Think about the save room in Resident Evil games. The ambience and overall mood changes when entering one of these small rooms. No surprise or enemies, a change in music and lighting, often accompanied by soft and relaxing imagery. The implementation of a temporary change in scenery and mood after, well, this.
I'd like an explanation why I couldn't buy biscuits and gravy with my mobile order. Then I have to go back to an order before at this McDonald's because I work right down the road.
Not only lets you mentally recompose, but also provides a slight temporary high or feeling of relief. This feeling is so strong that it subconsciously makes us want to keep doing more of what scares us, be it a scary movie, haunted house, or in this case, survival horror games. We live relatively boring lives when you look at it. And for the most part, our day-to-day lives are just that. They're day-to-day. The primal excitement we can get from things that scare us can be a pretty powerful thing, even if we don't necessarily like it from the get-go. A horror cigarette, if you will. Unlike movies and books, games are an interactive experience. And when that comes to horror, games have an unfair advantage of not only letting us escape to a fantastic world, but also making us overcome the horrors within to proceed. While haunted houses and theme parks are in fact interactive and scary, they're not as accessible as a free demo that'll never see the light of day, or the thousands of good horror experiences just a few clicks away. Empathy and control is a strong factor in why millions of people play survival horror games every single day. In a survival horror game, we have the chance to not only live out the story firsthand, but also deeply empathize with the characters because we're controlling them. Get hit too many times as Leon, and you start to worry for his health, because it's your fault he's there. Movies, books, and even haunted mazes have a detachment to them that games don't. If you walk around a haunted house, you'll see some pretty spooky stuff. But ultimately, you're just watching a series of vignettes. And once you're done with one, you walk on to the next one. With a game, you're now in control of the situation, usually from a first-person point of view. And even though it's all fake, the extra layer of escapism heightens the need to survive and ultimately causes that excitation transfer. While jump scares will cause a varying degree of stress depending on who's holding the controller at the time, we still find a sense of fun and escapism, and ultimately it takes that primal instinct of fight or flight. Our brains will then reward us with a feeling of euphoria and happiness afterwards, and then we do it all over again as Claire. In short, we play scary games because they're fun. And that's the most important thing here, right? I don't know. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching that one. Kind of a shorter video this time, but it's a topic that I really wanted to get into, but I don't want to get too deep into the science of it because it's still a topic that we don't know too much about. Or there's a lot of theories on fight or flight and certain
types of people like scary things and others don't. But it's also kind of boring when you talk about games and I don't know. Too confusing. Thanks for checking out the other videos. I'm super happy with the oh my god. Thanks for checking out the other videos. I'm super happy with all the feedback so far, and yeah, it's fun making these, and I'm glad you all like them. Be sure to do that thing that everyone says to do at the end of a video, but don't feel pressure to do it because that is stupid. And yeah, do something nice for someone. Don't eat too much of that candy. And until next time, take care.